yourself to be? Does it just come naturally?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think everybody has leadership qualities. It just takes practice. So every time you talk to the team, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to say some things wrong. Every time you talk to the media, you might say something wrong. So it just takes practice. So being a leader, like everything else, you just need to train yourself to be a leader. And as the time goes on, things are going to be better. Things are going to be worse. But at the end of the day, you just want to be able to be there and have your guys be able to, like, they can rely on you.
Justin, what do you think laser focusing on getting over that hill? You did it, right? You still got dragon. Now there's 52-24 out there. You have to think about the there. Is there the same kind of focus on Bama and getting past Bama as there was getting past Clemson, or is it just about getting to the national championship?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't not talk about that. It's definitely something that's in the back of our minds. The score's been up in our building a few times, but that's just motivation. I think the biggest thing for us is just follow the culture that's been set, fighting every day to be the best version of yourself, being able to go day in and day out of just being a dude, being a tough guy, taking every day like it's your last. Because last year we learned that a lot with COVID, is that at any given moment it can all be taken away from you. So really trying to take it one game at a time, and if the opportunity presents itself, we've been there, we've been through it, we've trained hard. So I think that in that aspect of being in that game, I think the biggest thing we gained from it was experience and really to find out what it takes, because something was missing.
I think that because of everything you guys went through with COVID in the year, that loss hurt less than the Clemson loss?
Anytime you lose, it stings. I hate losing more than I like winning. So I think it's important to just soak that in, take the few days. It was definitely a tough few days. It kind of made it a little bit easier that you were able to go see your families afterwards, I guess you could say that. But at the end of the day, losing in that big of a game, there are some accomplishments you have to be proud of. Obviously winning the Sugar Bowl and then getting to the national championship are things to be proud of. But obviously you want things to be different in the long run, so we took that into this offseason, and we've really been working towards getting there and hopefully having a different outcome.
Obviously, Kyle early enrolled, he's been there for a while, and obviously Justin took the majority of the snaps last year. From your perspective, can you give us an idea how far behind or not far behind you thought Kyle was when he came in compared to where CJ and Jeff were after having been with the program?
It's kind of hard to measure that. I think that you can tell how much of a professional he is about his business. I think the way he trains, the way he goes about learning the offense, you come into, you forget something in your locker, you come in at like 5 p.m. and he'd be there with the graduate assistants just going over plays, walking through stuff on the field. So it's definitely something that you appreciate, you see, and it's the same thing with the other guys. You get texts from all the guys, hey, we're working out today. If you want to come by, let's get some extra work in. So they all really care. They're making it an effort to really show that they want to be the starting quarterback. And whoever it is, I got their back. I know that they have mine, and they're all talented enough. So I'm excited to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, so Michigan players yesterday talked about taking the rivalry from that circumstances. How do you feel that in year 7
I see it as one of the greatest rivalries, if not the greatest rivalry in all sport. I respect the rivalry. We all respect the rivalry. We live it. We train for it, and it's just I'm excited to be able to go and play them again this year. We're going up there, so it's going to be a tough game, and we're excited for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Throughout my recruiting process, my dad made it a point to me that if you don't want to waste anybody's time, so obviously it came down to the end, but I made sure to call every school that I was getting recruited by and let them know that I appreciated it, but I was going in a different direction, so there was no hard feelings anywhere. I didn't have any bad blood anywhere, so it made the transition a lot easier, not just kind of leaving without saying anything or just going one way. So I think that had a part in my decision, but it's a long time ago. It's not like it's a long time ago, so I haven't really thought about that.
Tabs on that, hearing that for them.
We heard about it. Like I said before, we respect the rivalry. So whatever comes with it, we respect it, we live it, and we work for it every day. So, I mean, it's the greatest rivalry. You're gonna hear things, you're gonna say things, but at the end of the day, it's just two great programs, two traditional programs, just going at it in one of the biggest games in all of sports. So we're excited to get out there up north and hopefully come home with another win.
But there are people out there, Jeremy, that think that maybe you guys shouldn't have taken this series because they haven't beaten them, right? So is that harder for you guys to stay focused on that? Knowing that there's Bama and Clemson and all this other stuff out there?
I think just the culture of our program. We know what's asked of us. We know what's expected of us, and we live it every day. Like I said, I think everybody in our building, like I said before, they really respect the rivalry. We don't take it for granted. Anybody can win any game at any given moment. So, especially in games like that with highly competitive teams, two traditional teams that really go way back to hundreds of years. So, I mean, it's important to really focus on respect and knowing what comes down to an actual rivalry game like that. So we don't look past that. We don't look past any game, and it's definitely important to really realize that it's about respect. I can't speak for them. I would hope. I think so. It's a respected program. They got good coaches. They got good players. At the end of the day, it's a rivalry game for a reason, for the past traditions, for the past games, and all I can speak for is our team, how we respect the rivalry. We train for it. We have it in the back of our minds, and at the end of the day, it's just two great programs going at it at the end of the year.
How much did that hurt?
It was tough. We were excited for it. Personally, it was sad for me because that would have been my last chance to have that game at the shoe. So I went to that game when I was getting recruited. It was a remarkable experience, and I got to experience one game at home against them. But yeah, that was the main thing was just, like I said last year, just practicing every day, not knowing what would happen. Even going back to fall camp last year, just having practice, getting canceled, still practicing just in case, just the uncertainty last year. So it was just a whirlwind of emotions. But now looking back at it, I'm definitely a little upset that the last time I could have played them at home was last year. So it's all right. But
Staying on the subject, last year, you guys lost the conference game. I'm going to have that back down rotation this year. That conference, especially back in regular
yeah, it's definitely special, and being from New York, 9/11's always been a day that is not overlooked in my life. So I've had friends, I've had family members affected by it. So 9/11 is the day that, especially being able to play on that day, is something where I don't take it lightly. I take it very seriously. I think it's great that we can kind of represent that while we're playing. I think it's important that we're playing a big game. I think I'm excited for that, but at the end of the day, we're really focused on our first game and really worried about that, and all that stuff will come down the road. Yeah, I mean, it's always that first meeting back without those guys that you're really like, this is real. I would say that class with those guys, not only in the tight end room, but like Pete, Josh Myers, Justin Hilliard, all those guys, tough. It was just weird not seeing them there because ever since I've been there, they've all been there. They've been like the guys I could lean on, the guys I hang out with, the guys I mess around with, just play games, whatever we talk about before games, and just not having them there, it made me realize that, okay, I got to be that guy for someone else now. I got to step into that role that Luke was for me for someone else. So it was the realization for that, and that's what I'm kind of been taking this offseason, was pride in being that guy for someone else. I don't think you can replace that. A lot of people, he goes unnoticed, but he is one of the most crucial players on our offense. The things that he can do, you would just look over at the X's and O's, and you would mark off his guy as blocked or his job is completed, just because he's just a dude that would just get it done. He always did the right thing. He never missed anything. You could always just rely on him to be there and give everything he got. So I learned that from him. I learned what it takes to just be the most accountable I can be. And I know he's going to bring that and have a long career. He's going to play forever.
Behind you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think our unit has a lot of upside. A lot of young guys can step up that do a lot of different things. G Cade, Joe, all those guys, really, they all bring different things to the table. You can't forget about Mitch, him being another old guy. Me and him kind of been taking the leadership roles of our unit. He can do a bunch of different things, and I think that's what's going to bring a lot more variability to our offense. Yeah. Mitch is more of, like you guys know, like the fullback H kind of guy, so he brings a lot to that table. G, obviously coming up from receiver, shows a lot of skill set in that aspect. Cade, tough. I love Cade. He's my dude, the farmer dude. He brings a lot to the table. Toughness, he can block, he can run, he can do all that stuff. And Joe's coming along really well with he's trying to become more complete as well. So I think we've got a great mix of guys in that room, and we're going to come together pretty well.
You ever think it's weird to call it tight end? Y'all are playing 4 different positions when you really get right down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to think about. It was funny. I was watching the whole tight end university thing out in Nashville, and Greg Olson was saying how you do the same things as the offensive tackle, you do the same things as the wide receivers, but you get paid half. So it's just something to think about. It's crazy, but it's the life we live in, and I take pride in it, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Jeremy, we've asked you this a million times. I'm asking you a million more. Where are you much better than you were 3 years ago? As you look back on it now, what is the best part of your game?
I think talking with the coaches. I've always worked hard. I've always been there. I've always shown up. Showing up's one thing, but I think since coming back this year, realizing that my career at Ohio State is terminal, I think just how much I care, how much I've really taken every single workout, not for granted, make sure I'm there, giving energy to players, being a leader. I think that's where I've really been stepping up, and that's where I hope to keep continuing to learn, is being a leader, because like I said before, I was able to rely and lean on those older guys last year and the years before that, but it's my last year here. I got to be that guy for someone else, and I think once you start learning how to do that, your playing career just elevates, and I'm excited for that.
You've seen some quarterbacks come and go since you've been at Ohio State. What you've seen of them, what is Ryan Day looking for in the next 4 weeks? Do you think those quarterbacks for one guy to step up and beat him? What does he have to show?
I would say I think they all are super talented, as you guys know. They all can get it done in that aspect, but playing a quarterback at Ohio State is mentally challenging, as far as you got to be able to lead all these guys, be able to be the voice of the huddle, be able to be the guy that they count on, and at the same time be able to master one of the most complicated offenses and be able to make the plays when it really counts. So I think that he's really just looking for a dude that's willing to take that extra step, willing to lead everybody, because as a quarterback you got to be the leader, and I think that they're all making really positive steps towards it, and we're excited to see where they end up. No, I got to get out there. I'm gonna buy a cow from him after the season. Stover Meats.
You can get your first contract.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy half a cow of meat from him. Put it in the freezer. Whatever it costs, I'll buy it from him. It's good stuff. I hope so. I want to get out there and work with him. I mean, I'm interested in him. It's all right. I'm from Long Island, so we got some farms out there.
If you sample his beef, the beef
it's the real deal. He sends me videos all the time, him working on it. He goes home to help his dad. It's just him and his dad, and I respect it. My grandfather was a farmer. I respect his life. He's a tough dude. I love that kid, and I'm excited to see where he gets to this year.
Is it cool, the guys that you've met? I mean, I was going to get sad for you. The guys you've met at Ohio State from all different. How much is that just a problem for you as a person?
Yeah, you think about it, especially where we are now today as a country, all the division and everything. The ultimate place for everybody to come together as a football team. We have people of all different races, all different backgrounds. I'm from New York. We have kids on our team from Hawaii. So, I mean, being able to come together and all eat in the same rooms, play on the same field, I think that's one of the best things about sports, is that everybody comes together regardless of things for one common goal. And the camaraderie, the brotherhood, it's real. And I felt that since I've been here and being able to meet all these guys. Even in the tight end room, there's all different cats, all different types of people, all different beliefs, and we all come together and we all live each other. So I appreciate that, and I'm definitely not going to take that for granted.
Jeremy, I know team goal, the personal goals for what about personal goals for this year? Ohio State has had a tight end that's 40 receptions for the season. What's on it? 2000. What are some of your personal goals?
Coming back, I was really focused on team, and in order for the team to get better, like you said, you got to take a step as an individual. So I sat down with the nutritionist, sat down with the coaching staff, sat down with the strength staff, and put together a plan for me to kind of maximize my last year. Coach Days talked about it. I'm kind of in a free agent year where it's my last year. I gotta do whatever I can for not only the team but for myself. So I talked to the nutritionist, changed my diet around. I leaned out a little bit. Worked with the strength staff. I got a lot stronger. I'm really just focusing on being able to maximize this last year because, like you guys know, it goes fast, and I don't want to look back at it and regret anything. So.
You still eat stove or cow?
Yeah, I will eat that. Yes.
Do you know what half a cow runs?
Probably a lot of money, but I will fully support Stover meats.
That's your first NIL deal?
No.
That's the way to buy.
I should.
That's the way to buy meat.
I mean, you save money in the long run.
Hey, just what he did last year, becoming a vegetarian and stuff. Obviously, opened the eyes with Roger Mitchell, maybe some other guy. Did that even further open your eyes, getting in the best shape you can, and includes what goes down?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see there's all different ways of getting in shape and changing your diet, and you definitely saw how it worked for Justin. I got to see what he was like the year before, which is a great player, did a lot of the great things, but the off season where he really changed his body, you could just see where he took off physically, and it's inspiring. I had to kind of go through the same thing where I was like, okay, what can I get better at? Oh, my diet. All right, let's do that. And I see where I've been improving. I feel a lot faster. I feel stronger. I feel more energized, and it's important for me to just be able to do that. So down the line, I don't have anything I can look back on and say, wow, I wish I did that.
What's your thinking about any of the secrets? Does Coach Day said anything new about maybe changes to the site before the past game?
I think that's what the talks are about. Me coming back, it's not only on Coach Day. It's on me. It's on the quarterbacks. I got to do my part, and I trust the quarterbacks. I trust Coach Day. Whatever happens. I'm willing to do anything I can, whether it's catch one pass or catch 60 passes to go back to where we were last year. But if it's what's best for the team is me getting more catches, and then I'm totally 100% for it. But that's what I've been working towards. That's what I hope happens, and we'll find out about that. There's no pressure. I think that's important, is that they understand that it's our bodies and our decisions. It's important to realize that there are certain precautions if you don't get the vaccine, as far as you still have to go through testing, you still have to go through the quarantine rule if you get traced. So they kind of did a really good job of educating that. We had doctors come on and speak to us, have meetings with that, and kind of just laying it out, but not really pressuring anybody to do something and to not do something. So I think that's it's pretty much about the vaccines is that no pressure, but here's what the deal is. It's worked pretty well. I got the vaccine just because I didn't want to go through the testing and everything like that. Obviously, it could benefit my health and the people around me, but like I said, I don't feel pressured. I didn't pressure anybody else to get it. I wouldn't be mad if someone did or didn't. It's important to just realize that at the end of the day, it's your body, and do what you want, and they're not forcing anybody to do anything they don't want.
What's the best catch in your career?
The best catch in my career, as far as I would say the one here was probably the best catch in the situation that we were in. How it ended up, how it just happened. It was a pretty good catch, good throw, good play. We were down second half, so I would probably say this one here.
Remember your first catch?
Yeah, it was first game my freshman year against Oregon State. Afterwards, I was like, that really just happened. Things happen so fast here. You just realize that you can't take anything for granted after that. Tate Martell.
Yeah. You've had 9 career touchdowns. Have you missed any? Have you had any touchdown opportunities where you're like, oh, I just missed there, or have you converted?
Yeah, I think I missed one here. It was on a little short pass. It was kind of the same situation where it was a little out of reach, a little not. I think I could have made the play though. It was here. That's the one I can remember.
Pretty good conversion.
Yeah.
Chance.
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys were driven by that game, or the memory of that game, and how does it inspire you? But obviously, coming back, get a shot at Clemson last year was big for you guys. Y'all took care of business, but How does that drive you guys?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you lose a game like that, in the fashion that we did, it's always going to be in the back of your head. It's always going to be a bad taste in your mouth. But I think the biggest thing that's happened with our team and our guys that we've learned from it, I think it was amazing that we went through that year the way it was with COVID, how we got through it, how we made it as far as we did, and being able to take all the experience from that game of being in it, being what it was like to play for a national championship in Miami and in front of all those people. I think that was what I think we're taking into this year, that we did all that, we did everything, we felt like we gave everything we had, and it still wasn't enough. So just trying to find areas, like I said, for myself personally and now for the team, find areas that you can improve on so you don't look back on those moments where, wow, I wish I did this instead.
Speaking of some of the playoff expansion talks, saw some of you hasn't played some playoff games like in the expansion. You guys played 3-4 games.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you start to feel it towards the end of the season anyway. So if they did decide to do that, you'd have to start really preparing for that as far as taking care of your body a lot differently. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I don't really have that much thought into it. All I know is that at the end of the day, whether it's 4 teams, 8 teams, or 12 teams, the 2 best teams are probably going to play at the end of the game. So that's pretty much the only thought I put into it, is that just kind of trying to think of every outcome so you can prepare for it. They do in the NFL, so if that's where you ultimately want to get to, they play 17. They're going to play 17 games now. They've played 16 before, so I guess you can look at it in that way. But for a college athlete dealing with school, with all that stuff, I think it would definitely be mentally tough and physically tough. So, like I said, it's just working on how to manage that, how to maximize your body and everything like that is something that you really have to think of. But it could be done, but again, it would definitely be tough.
What's been your impressions of the quarterback battle? It seems like the guys are really pushing one another in a positive way, but also negative.
Yeah, I definitely think the competition's bringing out the best in everybody. There's no negative feelings towards one another. They're helping each other out. The same thing with us. We don't have any certain feelings towards who should play, who should not play. We're behind them 100%, helping them out in any aspect that we can. So, I mean, whether it's going extra, staying a little late to catch for them and kind of help, or if they just have a question about school or life or the new NIL stuff, what do they think about this? What is this? I think just being there for them and kind of being that guy that they can go to now is only going to help propel them to trust you during the game when the game's on the line, or if they need your help during the game, which is ultimately what you want from your players if you're a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, especially this last month coming up with the coaches on the break, I think it's been really important for us to we've been staying out after a little bit. We've been able to bring the footballs out a lot more than we normally would. We've been throwing a lot. We've been really starting to get a sense of the connections and everything like that. So we're excited. We feel great about all those guys, and like I said, we're excited to see how it unfolds.